This is Misty Forest Bible Ministries, and this is Genesis chapter 32 out of the KJ3. And Jacob went on his way, and the angel of God met him. And when he saw them, Jacob said, "This is the camp of God," and he said the name of that place, Two Camps. And Jacob sent messengers before his face to his brother Ishwa to the land of Seir, the field of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "You shall say to my lord to Ishwa, your servant Jacob says this: I have sojourned with Laban and remained until now, and it is mine to have oxen and asses and flocks and slaves and slave girls, and I have sent to tell my lord to find favor in your eyes." And the messengers came back to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Ishwa, and he is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Jacob was afraid, and he was very distressed, and he divided his people with him, and the flocks and herds, and the camels into two camps. He said, "If Ishwa comes to the one company, strikes it, then it will be the company that is left shall escape." And Jacob said, "O God of my father of Abraham, and God of the father Isaac, Jehovah, said to me, Go back to your land and to your kindred, and I will deal well with you. I am not worthy of all the mercies and all the truth which you have done for your servant, for I passed over this Jordan with my staff, and I have become two companies. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Ishwa, for I fear him, lest he come and strike me, mother, two sons. And you said, Deal, and I will deal well with you, and I will make your seed like the seed of the sand, which cannot be numbered for multitude." And he remained there that night, and he took a present from what came into his hand for his brother Ishwa: 200 she-goats, 20 he-goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams, 30 nursing camels with their 30 colts, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 she-asses, 10 young asses, and he gave into the hand of his slaves every drove by itself. And he said to his slaves, "Pass over before my face, and put a space between dove and drove." And he commanded the first one, saying, "When my brother Ishwa meets you, and asks, saying, whose are you, and where do you go, and whose are these before your face? Then you will say, Your servant Jacob, it is present sent to my lord to Ishwa, and behold, he is behind us." And he also commanded the second, also the third, even all the ones going after the droves, saying, "You shall speak this word to Ishwa when you find him. You will also say, Behold, your servant Jacob is behind us, for he said, I will cover his face by the present, and the one going before my face, and afterward I will see his face. Perhaps he will lift up my face." And the present passed before his face, and he remained in the camp that night. And he rose up that night, and took up his 2 wives, and his 2 slave girls, and his 7 children. And he passed over the ford Jabbok, and he took them, and sent them over the stream, and sent them over which was his. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the ascending of the dawn. And he saw that he had not prevailed against him. And he touched on his hip socket, and Jacob's hip socket was unhinged as he wrestled with him. And he said, "Send me away, for the dawn has ascended." And he said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." And he said, "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have wrestled with God and with men, and have prevailed." And Jacob asked and said, "Please reveal your name." And he said, "Why do you ask about my name?" And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, face of God, because I saw God face to face, and my life is delivered. And the sun rose on him as he passed over Peniel, and he was limping on his thigh. On account of this, the sons of Israel did not eat the sinew of the thigh, which is on the hip socket, until this day, because he touched on Jacob's hip socket, on the sinew of the thigh.